Oh, there it is. Hello. We're sculpting the hideous dog-faced bat boy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he should be fun. I've made a bunch of teeth to experiment with.
Like a bunch of different kinds of teeth.
Um, well, a bunch of different versions of the same kinds of teeth, really.
Okay.
Slightly different sizes. They're made out of epoxy sculpt. I was just arranging them into
Got a pain.
Yo. Just in time to watch me shove teeth in this thing.
Shouldn't play with the layout live, but I'm doing it anyway.
Doing it anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will let
I'm
you.
It's
You're done? Okay.
Normie.
He is. I don't know what.
You're gonna have to work to try and get this one less cute than the other one.
It's less. It's gonna be less cute. I got this.
Got this?
I got this.
Okay.
I think I hear an echo though.
What?
No, maybe not.
Is the sound on the
I don't.
Oh?
I don't know. I don't think so. Thought it was coming from over your way. Well, hopefully these teeth will fix that cute problem he's got.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't. There is something that this is reminding me of heavily, and I can't quite place it. Let's see. I think. A mid-sized tooth, maybe.
You need something in a mid-sized tooth.
I might have to cut this jaw loose.
How's it going, Payne?
Yeah, always bangs.
We're going in the land of make-believe. That's always good. You're at your new store, right?
Yep. This lower jaw's going away for now.
Doing major surgery?
I'm doing medium surgery.
Medium surgery.
Medium surgery.
The weather's doing some fun things. I know my allergies have gone. They've only been numbers.
It's the time of year for tree jizz.
Yeah.
So I've got these little teeth
They can. They really can.
I actually think these little teeth might.
So what did you make those out of?
These are made out of epoxy sculpt.
Mm. So is the idea you can use them for this and then pop them out and use them for other stuff later?
Yes, and also just they're. It's hard to keep teeth in good kind of working order.
Okay.
When you're doing a sculpt. I don't want to hear it, Pain. He's not adorable. He's very terrifying. Leave him alone.
He's so scary.
Yeah, it's just hard to keep teeth kind of pristine while you're working on stuff. And I thought, as this guy was going to be pretty tooth intensive, it was worth taking this step. Okay, I think these teeth are too small. He is the knight. Yeah, I was looking at vampire bat skulls for reference. They have these two front teeth that kind of really work together. And almost like one pointy singular tooth. That could be better.
You could do one singular.
Could do one singular pointy tooth.
Unifying.
Yes. They do have some unifying issues. That's a good set. Need some warmer clay up in there to poke stuff into, I think. But yeah, they have this kind of two teeth in the front that they sort of use to make a little incision, and then they've got this wild underbite. They can kind of like licky sucky blood with.
Put up the other reference.
Oh yeah, you haven't put that up yet.
What's that?
You have not put up the other reference.
No.
Bears from Chuck E. Cheese. Maybe that's what I was seeing. The bear from Chuck E. Cheese.
Huh? Yeah, you know what? That sounds like it could be.
Kinda. I'm kind of okay with this.
The bear of Chuck E. Cheese.
This Unifang.
The bear of Chuck E. Cheese.
The bear. The bear of Chuck E. Cheese-ness.
It's like the Wolf of Wall Street. The bear of Chuck E. Cheese. Wait.
Charles E. Cheese. If you...
See, because now if you say the bear of Chuck E. Cheese, it implies, so you know, like the Wolf of Wall Street isn't actually a wolf, it's a person who they call a wolf.
Yes.
So if it's a person, you call a bear.
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. I get it. It is the mildly overweight, hairy gay guy that spends time at the Chuck E. Cheese. I could do some horrifying Chuck E. Cheese stuff. But
Didn't that just turn into Five Nights at Freddy's?
no. No, I was never that into the Five Nights at Freddy's like design aesthetic. The they were too mechanical for my taste. It didn't make sense with the design.
Okay.
I mean, some of the like lore business they got into was amusing, but yeah, the rest of it, nah, not really. Not into it. Hideous Bat Boy lore.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean,
because the other guy got to like eat all the stuff.
The other
meatball subs. What's the deal with this guy?
I mean, this is a vampire, so it.
Well, you can do better than that.
Bitch, it eats people. I mean, I knew I wanted some big scary teeth, extra like vampire bat related things. Not the exaggerated like leaf-shaped nose, but definitely taking a lot of cues from the animal vampire bat. Yeah, I don't have any I don't have a good sense of what this guy's about outside of that yet. Yeah, he's not not fully suggesting anything crazy yet. I know I do want some heavy musculature. I'm not pleased with the shape of this. Well, maybe it's not that bad.
Pleased with the shape of it?
Sort of like I wasn't pleased with the shape of the head. Now I'm seeing it on camera, and it's looking a little bit less off.
Too round before, right?
Yeah, it was round. Initially I was thinking a much like scrawnier kind of overall character, but I'm kind of liking this burlier version with the wider rounder head. Okay.
Yeah.
You see a lot of like super emaciated vampire, like transformed vampire things.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to come pretty often in like 3 separate classes. There's guy with fangs, ripped guy with fangs, and then like,
have you counted for twink with fangs?
well, that's kind of guy with fangs.
Okay.
I suppose the twinkness was
it implied?
Was implied. And then there's the like, you know,
Sparkly guy with fangs.
skinny, all, you know, cracked out looking zombie with I did not forget sparkly guy with fangs. That's just guy with, actually, that didn't even have fangs. We're gonna just forget sparkly vampires. Okay, no, sound is definitely on this thing.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, we are going to
pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, we're gonna not talking about sparkly vampires.
Oh, hey, Jen, did you hear that Joe Don Baker died? Mitchell. Yep. A couple days ago. I guess they just announced it today.
Yeah, we saw it on the Riff Tracks Instagram. It was definitely one of those, hey, I found out that celebrity was still alive when they died situations, but vampire bats also have a very distinct underbite in there. Skulls especially. It's notable. This guy's gonna be a fuzzy little guy.
You don't know if he's gonna.
I don't know if he's gonna be a fuzzy
Okay.
guy. I mean, if I want to make sure that he's not cute, fuzzy is not going to help matters. Yeah, they also kind of naturally have this fun little smile.
All vampire bats are happy with bats.
All vampire bats are happy little bats. Have you heard they'll like feed the other little vampire bats? Have little vampire bat parties. They may not be, well, they're definitely happier than fruit bats.
Why?
Well, if you put fruit bats that are roosting, you flip that footage over, they just look like goth people dancing.
Oh, yes. I've seen that. I love it.
Get this little crazy bifold lip thing going. Another kind of fun feature of vampire bats. Their mouth is kind of closed. They have this.
That's good though, right? We don't want him to be cute.
No, we don't. We're not. We're not doing cute. We're uncuting him. I'm not sure about this muzzle. I may leave this guy more teeth forward. it's that's kind of nasty and horrifying. Especially in the profile.
Turn the light off above your head.
Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, contrast.
The brow lines, yeah. Yep, we gotta get some more involved in the brow scaping. Yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese bear is definitely a design choice.
Well, hey, Payne, do you have Discord? I feel like you would.
Yeah, that's fair. My wife's been having issues with her messenger, and also she's trying to disengage from all of the Facebook meta crap as much as practical.
Well, that and like Discord is kind of the standard practice for Twitch streamers and
sharing stuff on Twitch. Yeah.
Community nonsense. So I may make a Discord.
Okay. This even bigger. Yeah, there are actually several species of vampire bats to choose from, so I'm kind of bouncing around.
Okay. If and when I do it, I will let you know. I suppose it's probably more like when I'm lazy. When I'm not lazy. Too busy doing other stuff.
So round about November, December.
Yeah. So much to paint.
Yep. Well, at least I wasn't right about when the next show was.
Yes, you have a whole nother week.
I mean, it's still plenty close, but...
Yes, yes, yes.
This is improving things. Gonna give him a Bruce Campbell chin.
Approve. That's somebody who could really use the specialty treatment.
Specialty treatment.
You know, like a shrunken head or.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do some
I should.
National Enquirer ad style or cryptid stuff.
Also, is that an Aquaman shirt?
It is an Aquaman shirt. It is indeed. And I'll just wear whatever. But at least it's like vintage Aquaman. Well, not that vintage. He's got the little leg finny things, not the little leg like scaly flipper things. I mean, he can talk to fishmen. And they hang out.
'90s Aquaman?
Hmm?
Is that a '90s Aquaman?
It could be. I would say I would say earlier, slightly. 80s, 90s. No, Justice League is not something I was into. I mostly read weird older comics and the occasional Batman's. Hulk's not bad. It was yeah, I mean the animated series was pretty well done. Always enjoy a good Mark Hamill bit. Yeah, Marvel stuff. I never really got into Marvel stuff outside of Hulk. And I think that was just because like I remember when Hulk was just like, let's see how OP we can make it. Like that was sort of a trend in comics. But the Hulk was fun visually because yeah, I never read a lot of Deadpool. I read some, but not a lot. I never liked X-Men though. Too whiny.
X-Men was like one of the only ones I did watch.
Yeah. Oh, the cartoon was. I mean, I watched a few, but I never got into it. But yeah, the comics were not my thing. And I think it's just because every time I picked up an X-Men comic of whatever variety it was. I have superpowers and it makes me sad. Now, the ones I mostly remember were the occasional like weird issue of things. I remember when they killed off Superman a couple of times. Gonna kill off and resurrect Superman because, you know, that was a thing. And they had the anti-hero version of different superheroes was kind of a common thing for a little bit. I suppose Venom was Marvel. I like Venom was had its amusement value. Yeah, I mean the weird stuff, the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and that stuff that you were reading was always cool. But yeah, I didn't read a ton of comics. I did enjoy flipping through them occasionally for the art style stuff, but yeah, I think that's why I liked some of the Hulk comics, because he was a different Hulk was a different shape, Venom was different shape. So some of the artists got to do some more interesting things. Some of the, I guess, early 2000s, I would say, Batman stuff, they got more interesting. Yeah, the Spawn comics were like, McFarlane stuff was good. I liked his what was the name of his like fetish toy line? Not it wasn't his Spawn stuff. It was like his was it Tortured Souls? I never really read the Salmon Twitch. Like, it sounds interesting, but and I'm aware of it, but yeah, Tortured Souls. Those were fun. But yeah, I had some really weirdly old comics that were kind of fun. There was one called like Rom the Space Knight that was batshit. It was like from the probably 80s or something.
Right.
I don't remember where I picked it up, but it was very unusual. Like lots of weird crossover genre stuff, because he was like a not really like a Superman-y type. Oh yeah, like the the uh salmon Twitch one sounded interesting. I just never really read any of them. It's a good concept. I kind of wish they would do, like, if they were gonna do TV shows or something, do like you know, kind of classic X-Files Beast of the Week thing, but with salmon Twitch would be great, or potentially great. Probably wouldn't be, but like I could see that working. Way more interesting than the, you know, the usual stuff. Although I guess some of the Marvel shows didn't. Like they were handling some of the. Always type in vertical. Which were the Vertigo ones? Like what were the names of the comics in particular? I'm not recalling what those would have been. Oh, DC randos. I mean, anything more rando is probably better. Because I think they had more Sandman. Yeah. Now the only thing I can think of with Sandman is that oh, who's the rapey author?
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, that one. Uh, Finch sounds familiar. Oh, it's been forever since I looked at comic book stuff. But yeah, I think they have a little bit more freedom to do stuff as authors and artists. And then with the main stuff. The companies were too protective of their IP. Drug use and all. I mean, yes. I saw a thing that I was not super aware of. Is it the White Flame? Was a comic book kind of beeline villain from DC, and he got his powers from cocaine. I think I'm remembering that right. I never saw it back in the day, but I've seen a couple of references to it. Like that just seems like someone was having more fun. Snowflame. That sounds right. Yeah, look it up. Well, I know your hands are busy too. Yeah, it was just a.
Never to remember to look that up later.
It's just a dumb Like, I'm sure it was a dumb little, like, one-off thing. Wait. Okay, now I'm confused. I thought it was just a rando, like, short-term villain for Justice League. New Guardians. Okay. I do not know what New Guardians is off the top of my head. Oh, Pain. Um, do you know what those little uh religious comics you would see floating around?
Oh, I'm sure she knows.
What those were called?
Do you want the name for it, or are you asking?
I'm asking to see if I was the only one that didn't know what those were.
Pretty sure you are the only one who's never heard of them.
I've heard of those.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I did not know what they were called, like, as a group. I just ran into that information, like, 2 weeks ago, week ago, something like that.
And I'm like, what? You didn't know that?
I didn't know that's what they were called. But those things were hilarious. Like, that's what New Guardians reminds me of. It should have been one of those off-brand religious comic books. Oh no, I knew of them. I'd seen them. I've snagged a couple here and there. I used to whenever I found them, I would, like, edit the drawings and put them back, or put them back somewhere else. I just didn't know that they were collectively called Chick Tracks.
Well, you know it's 'cause the name of the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you told me it was the name of the guy, but
I'm pretty sure.
but I didn't. I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't even know they were, like, well, they probably weren't all the same publisher. I'm sure there were competing religious weirdo publications.
I mean, maybe on a small scale, but, like, those things got coverage.
Yeah.
Like, consider the fact that Canadians even know what they are.
Yeah. Well, like, because that's the kind of thing that you would find them, like, someone would go and stuff them behind all the mirrors in the bathroom or something.
Yeah. Leave that instead of a tip at a restaurant. If you're a dickhead.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw one from that purpose, but
I mean,
I'm sure that's the thing that people did do. That's just not where I found them. Oh, so in places where you would go and there was like a condom machine in the bathroom, those things were magnets for those stupid religious like comic propaganda things.
we're back when that sort of shit was harmless. Mostly.
But yeah, you could pretty much assume yeah, the D&D ones were I don't think I ever saw that one back in the day. I just looked that one up online when I found out what the Chick Tracks thing was actually called. because I had heard about it, but I'd never seen one.
Chick Tract is just the brand name, the big brand name. Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's the big. Well, I mean, it was the common one, I guess, but I didn't know that was what it was actually. Come think of it. Do we still have one of those?
Do you have one? That could be a fun thing.
Okay, so I have an off model
Do you have
one that I was, but this is a big one. Like, it is many pages. And it does not appear to be. It's WM Press or something. Not. But yeah, I was working my way through drawing on all the little pictures inside, and I was going to return it, and then I kind of forgot about it. Only some of them were fun. I got bored. I got some of the easy ones. Not sure if we can see that at all realistically, but you know.
Yeah. I know.
But not really like themed, like apparently the Chick Tracts ones, where this is her general issue religious propaganda. But I could definitely see the New Guardians line being comic book-ized religious propaganda. You have the adventures of Da Pope. Yes. I never saw one of the teen pregnancy ones or the anti-abortion ones. I also never ran into the little plastic fetuses in the wild. I remember you had some of them. Did you? Okay. Were you unaware of plastic fetuses? Or were you?
It being a thing found in the wild.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming since it's coming with this Chick Tract conversation, it was some sort of like.
Yeah, they used to give them out at like anti-abortion protests and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have that anywhere near as much as you guys do.
Yeah, like I had friends on the inside that would have snagged me one, but apparently it just didn't come up. Yeah, it's always like it's always some youth group thing or something, but But yeah, I never ran into any of those. I remember at one point we were looking into getting a, like, trying to get a case.
Ordering the propaganda kit.
Well, okay, but we weren't going to pay for it because
Sure.
obviously. But yeah, we were trying to figure out how to scam a case of those things to use for art projects.
Yeah.
When we were doing lithography stuff, it was we never got far with it because you needed like a, well, you would have needed like a real like church delivery address and stuff. I don't know if we got as far as necessarily what we were going to do with them, but we knew we'd come up with something if we had a case of them. That was right around the same time when we were kicking that that baby doll head that I made, the latex one. Like, we were kicking that thing around the building. Yeah, in lithography printmaking lab. And throwing that thing around the big Dowd atrium area.
Was it the only source of caffeine in the area?
No. No, we were right, like, from that building you could get right over to the one like cafeteria area that was always open. And then, oh well, I suppose, no,
Was it always a case of, ooh, cappuccino sounds like a good idea, and then you'd have it and you'd be like, wait, no.
Well, also
Forged again.
Yeah, I mean, Jolt was always available back then, but it wasn't in any of the machines. We would have had to go down to the
Yes. Exactly.
but yeah, like from,
I had that the other day. What was it?
what did you drink that was disgusting?
One of those. Well, I really have a craving for this thing. I really like it, and I had it, and I'm like, no, wait, this happens every time. I don't know what it was.
You didn't tell me about it.
Mm,
At least not in that way.
yeah. There's this mailing list.
Yeah, the Dowd wasn't that inconvenient to other places. They were open pretty readily, so we never had an excuse for that. I mean, it was fine. Yeah, I mean, I always sort of preferred the gentle rattiness of Old Main, but the gentle rattiness and the convenience of breaking into Old Main. I did not know you got paid for that. I got a free parking upgrade when I was doing TA work. We weren't wasting time. We were making terrible Chuck Monkey videos. One or the other of us converted the back of one of our professor's heads into a monkey critter of some variety for an animation that we were doing. Okay, it was me. I couldn't remember which one of us did the Chuck Monkey.
I mean, it certainly sounds like something you do.
Yeah, I'm not.
But then again, it also sounds like something Jeff.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, was it that old Sony Handycam thing? I remember the low light sensitivity on that thing was pretty baller for the time. It's hard to believe how bad digital photography was back then, and it was still like very cool to play with. They're going to be somewhat more rounded. Probably. I don't like pointy bits if I can avoid it, just for practical reasons. Well, I mean, both of us were old enough to remember when photography meant getting out an actual camera with film and having to develop pictures and that being a whole pain in the ass. Yes. Yeah, I mean, the vampire bats have way bigger ears than this guy. But if I can keep the ears smaller, I will definitely do that. Because I don't want to have to take this to art shows and ship it with huge pointy ears. Plug some eye forms in. It's time. They're not just like torture porning this thing's head for my own shits and giggles.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not opposed to moving them a bit, but I will definitely be sneaking up on the ear size. I don't like to limit myself with like technical concerns too much, but it does make sense to consider some of this stuff. And also consider, you know, how something is going to be a mug. No, that's not coming out of there. No way. One eye is much. Don't know. I definitely want him to be vampire-y. Like not. I'm not trying to do like a correct bat thing. But I have been looking at mostly bat. I've been looking at mostly bat reference stuff for now. That's gonna be a whole thing if I push those eyes through.
It'll be a whole ass thing.
It will be a whole ass thing if they get pushed down inside. I am going to put some softer clay in there. so I can seat those eyes appropriately. Yeah, I want to do a vampire, but definitely heavy on the bat. Heavy on the bat. One might be slightly more likely to spread rabies than vampirism. I imagine with the big eyes in place, the cute factor increased again.
Yes.
Okay, we can fix that with some eye bags. Gotta give him a minute. I think he's cute. Sort of front face, and then gets less cute in profile.
So you think he's cuter that direction? He gets
He's
less cute.
cuter that direction and gets less cute.
Oh, yeah. Probably because of the underbite thing.
The underbite, that chin. The chin's not a good look. It's not cute.
Not really.
Chin's not cute. This one, I'm just making fun of my wife.
Profile, kind of like a werewolf profile stance.
Yeah. I wanted to give him some,
Are you
like...
talking smack on my chin?
Maybe.
I'm like trying to get the newsletter ready so that when we have paying attention to what's happening right now.
I mean, you're the one that said that the giant chin wasn't a cute look.
I know. Realized it actually.
What?
I realized afterwards. Making fun of me.
Yeah. So what I do. Yeah, I definitely wanted to give him more some animal posing. Yep. Big old traps. Well, I mean, if he's gonna fly with those things, he would need big old traps and big old packs. I mean, yes, he would also need wings, but those are not appearing here. Oof. Twitch's puritanical streak is it decided it didn't like boobs, but it also didn't like there was too many gnaws in there. It wasn't having it. It cut out a bunch of them.
Oh, okay. Weird.
There's got to be some like AI nonsense to it, because it clearly went, you said boobs, and also a lot of nonsense, and we don't know what that nonsense is, so we're going to assume it's untoward.
That's a pretty safe assumption. Really?
It may be a fairly safe assumption, but it's usually really hard for like computers to make that kind of a leap. Ooh, I am tired today. I mean, if Twitch was really going to just go and find things that were not appropriate to say, it would just ban you entirely. It also wouldn't let me do this. Oof. Dash some of this stuff around. Some of these shapes a little blended. I do like the idea of this, like, weird vampire bat underbite smile thing. If I can get that to not look adorable, I will be pleased. It is. I was looking through all the pictures I could find of vampire bats and looking for ones that didn't look like cute, chubby little blood mice. And no, they're all quite charming little critters. The only bat that I have found which is consistently not cute is a I think it's a broad-nosed bat. No, that's not right. Let's see. I've got too much reference on this phone. wrinkle-faced bat. Wrinkle-faced bats are they're reasonably heinous looking. There's also something called a hammer-headed bat. Which looks pretty wild. The one you saw looks like it just has a white beard. Oh, you're fun. Okay, I don't know what this bat is. But I am going to send it
New reference material.
for due reference material. Alright, I'm just going to share it to your Discord thing. I have no idea what that bat is called, but I'm mildly obsessed with it. It looks like the trollitest thing that ever trolled. So if you want to put that up on reference.
All four of them, or one of them?
Yeah, you can put all four of them up for a minute. I'm just smushing stuff.
Just rotate through.
Well, you could either rotate through or just throw them all up for a second, because I'm not doing anything.
Easier said than done.
Oh, you can't just throw them all over
No,
the screen.
I have to like.
Well, can you just mush them together into one big image and throw that up? Like the four of them? It can cover the whole thing. I'm just smashing clay together for a second.
Okay.
You won't miss anything interesting, I promise.
We're definitely going to need to get some audio clips of like, what's his nuts saying, bat.
Oh.
I keep thinking Jackie Daytona. It's like, no, he's a real human man.
He is a real human man.
Laszlo.
Yes. Yes, otherwise known as Matt Berry.
Yes, okay.
Matt Berry, the celebrity most likely to be asked about a succulent Chinese meal.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I was doing the thing. And now you're actually sculpting on it again.
I'm not sculpting on it again. I'm literally just mushing stuff together. It's fine.
The guy with the succulent male, yeah, I think that was like a month or 2 ago, something like that.
I think a little more than that, but yeah, he died certainly within
Where did I put the bat?
within a year.
Woo! Not tired. Save you.
How does file systems work?
What's that?
How do file systems work?
Okay. At least I understand that this is a concept. May not remember where I put it.
And you're doing this on a computer too, so you have no excuse.
They were on a computer too.
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, when you do stuff on phones, sometimes phones just
Oh, yeah. Sometimes phones hide things
Hide
away
things.
in a corner somewhere and they don't even let you vaguely try and figure out where
Yeah.
it's gone. Hateful.
yeah, the
Bats.
file system on.
Bats. Bam.
So
There we
yeah,
go.
I don't know. I don't know what species of bat that is, but I love it.
I like the one with the blue background in particular.
The lower left hand one is also pretty. Like that one has a secret. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is a.
Are they AI?
Are they AI? No, I don't think so.
I think they're too consistent in form, but inconsistent in photography skills, in lighting, etc.
Yes, but also they're just.
They do look not real. I will give you that.
Well, some bats do look not real.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely not AI nonsense. They're a type of a wrinkle-faced bat, I think. There are a bunch of different species of wrinkle-faced bats. All of them pretty wild looking.
Just. Oops. OBS, why are you so stupid? Well, it's got.
I mean,
So there on the screen
yeah.
you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
There's stuff layering over top of stuff, right?
Yep.
So this picture I just threw on there is layering over top of your video. Yet
Mhm.
if I try to click on it like
Refuses to play nice.
well, I guess it clicks like you click on if you click on the same spot, it'll rotate through all the stuff that you're. Oh,
That you could potentially.
is that how that? Okay. At least that kind of makes sense. Still stupid.
I mean,
It's still annoying, but at least that makes sense.
I feel like that's like right in the name, though.
What do you mean?
Like, isn't it one broadcast or something like that? It's the universal broadcast
What?
app thing. So if it's good at doing everything, it's terrible at doing anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I'm not sure it applies to this particular problem. No. Ban. Goodbye.
Ageless melon, though.
Oh. Oh, I'm an ageless melon.
Are you?
No.
I didn't think so.
I'm the only ageless melon allowed.
Uh-huh.
I do.
Yes. Quality over quantity. That bit is never gonna not be funny to me.
Yes.
I think she's coming out with a new special at some point. Soon-ish.
I should Jen your
Oh yeah.
cheap and shitty new present that you.
So for no particularly good reason other than just to show off that my wife loves me.
But only $9.
In this economy?
$9 is still $9.
Yeah, in this economy. It's the whole last thing. But yes, these are 3D printed texture tools.
Yeah, they're just from Temu.
Very
Needed stuff.
very PLA. It's got a good good ethnic 12 version. I haven't really used them yet. They're pretty fun. They can just pop right off. Oh, that's a solid stick. I thought that would be a tube. I mean, something new. Wait a minute. That's got a hard stop in there too. Are these solid?
I mean,
They might be.
if they weren't, they
no,
would probably be very fresh.
They feel
Not that
very
it
light.
matters.
They feel too
Temu's
light.
purposes.
Yeah. I mean, I can mess with them. Let's see what they do. So, well, okay. This one especially doesn't do much on this hard clay. Let's give it its best shot. So one thing I like about these, mean, that's not wholly useless texture, but because they're very inexpensive, the fact that they're too big for my purposes mostly, like that texture is way too large for most anything I would want to do. They might not be so bad for something like a full scale like mask or something, but they're you know, they're PLA plastic, and they weren't expensive, so I can feel free to get in with like a heat tool and make them actually, you know, workable for my purposes. Yes. My wife got me a present for no good reason, because she loves me. Or it's because she needed an extra item to fill her cart for free shipping or something.
It can be both.
It can be both.
Yeah, I think Temu now has I don't know if they always had it, but they have a $35 limit. You have to, or minimum.
Oh, like they won't send you anything until
Yeah.
you've got $35? I think it's going to be more in the States soon.
I mean,
There's
I don't know what's going on.
the last
Changes on a fucking
okay, the
daily
last
basis.
I read was they eliminated the de minimis exemption
For China.
for everywhere, I
For
think.
everywhere? For us too?
I think so. But our tariff is only 10%, something like that. But the Chinese tariff is like 30% right now.
Okay.
It was
We should
100.
figure that out before this launch, just so we know when people
Well, we don't.
come at us.
Okay. But the last I read, they had decreased the tariff on Chinese goods to 30%
Yes.
unless it was under $800, and then it's
That's the difference. Like,
you
that's
didn't
the
let
same
me
number.
finish.
Okay.
Unless it was under $800, in which case the tariff is still at 130%.
So they just basically opposite date
They opposite date
de
it.
minimis?
They made it so that you could you'd be able to import stuff on a
I mean, that sounds
a
about
business
right.
scale, but you can't buy anything.
Let's make businesses happy and people can go fuck themselves.
Yes.
Yep, that absolutely sounds right.
I mean, it does, except for the fact that like it's super hard to implement stuff like that, which is the reason why the de minimis existed in the first place. Basically isn't worth the effort of collecting the tax if you're, you know, in a sane and reasonable regime.
Sane and reasonable regime.
Yes. Okay. The term regime has a connotation, but it doesn't mean like, it doesn't necessarily mean fascists or dictators.
No,
It just
I know it
means
doesn't necessarily.
It could just as easily apply to any and all forms of government or diet. Any systematized form.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm tired.
oh, the cuteness is stubbornly in there. Cuteness is stubbornly in there on this guy. We're gonna fix it. It's gonna happen. I've got to get this handled.
Right.
Not tonight, but I'm gonna get this handled. I'm gonna find a way to make this thing full-on horror show. If I shorten this upper lip. Get the toofies out and proud. They have to move the eyes. Oh. Or the brows. Oh, damn it, it keeps getting worse. Now he just looks like he's sleepy.
Stop being so cute.
Him just look like he need a nap. Just what?
Ah,
Did you ruin our stream again?
I don't know, maybe. I went to.
Why are you like this?
Shit.
Why are you like this?
I think it got to the end of the playlist
Mm-hmm.
and then just went off and did something else.
And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes.
Not to be trusted.
think I may have anal retentive flea enough.
Hmm. Okay, nope, this isn't gonna be fixable.
Huh?
This isn't gonna be fixable with the eyes where they are. I'm not gonna be able to not cute that. I gotta move them. That's a no-go.
What's wrong with you?
He's just gonna continue to get more adorable.
Dear.
Ooh,
Oh.
what?
Comments from Jamie. The lower left hand has seen some shit. Oh, the lower right hand. Oh, that must have been a while ago.
Really?
Sorry, Jamie.
Have you not been paying attention to
No,
anything?
I've been trying to get this feeling last. Fail. She thinks the bat's seen some shit.
I'm okay. Where am I gonna move? Jesus. What did you do?
Oh, just. Oh, just. Don't worry about it.
Why is it so cute? Okay. All right, where do we put these? Damn it. Okay. How do I? How?
What?
Oh, it's not even ugly from the side anymore.
It's cute in all directions?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Damn it. Okay.
I
Okay.
think maybe once you get into like
Okay.
oogie details, maybe.
No. No, it's not gonna work. Because the eyes are too low. It's
Eyes are
got
too low.
it's got a Sanrio character build.
Mm.
It's just gonna get ugly cute. Okay, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Yes.
I can
You could.
move the eye. I can put the eyes up here ish. Those all the way up here. And Bigger cheekbones. Basically more human proportion this thing is what I can do. Or I can once again succumb to the adorable animal. Let me see what I can. Let me see what I can do quick. So it's like essentially 10 o'clock now.
Yeah, pretty much 2 minutes.
Because if I just move. If I just move those eyes. Even higher than that. Move the eyes. Get big. So.
I think I'm ready to send this. Should I send? I should send it now, right? 10 o'clock's fine.
You do you. Ready. So, do I move all of this stuff around? To make a cool demonic bat vampire thing.
10:01.
You haven't been paying any attention.
Huh?
That's what I thought.
You were asking whether.
Yes. Am I going to?
Sorry, what's happening?
Am I going to move all of the parts
You want to get this out of the way before we
and make
call
a
it for the day?
cool demonic bat demon thing, or am I going to put it back? Am I going to once again succumb to the adorableness that is the fucking bat creature? Okay, how do we approach this? How do we
Are you
decide?
talking out loud or are you actually asking? for
I'm
money?
asking for things, damn it. How do we decide that?
I help.
How do we decide this? Do I need to sculpt? Okay, I guess I need to sculpt this thing into the monster bat. And then if we decide we don't like it, we'll put it back. Is that how we're doing? Is that how we're doing? Is that really how this is going to go down?
Maybe.
That's really how this is going to go down. Isn't it?
Okay.
Okay. I still have space. So yeah.
Do you need me for a minute? Or are we gonna?
We're gonna sign off.
Are we done?
Okay. Thanks for coming out. We are going to consider how we go
Tis time. Yes.
from here.
It's got a very clown looking.
I know what it's got.
Okay.
I am
okay.
a werewolf.
We'll come back to it. All right, folks. We will see you next Tuesday.
God damn it.